And Allison Danger is going to be here to talk about her new podcast called Definitely, which I'm really excited about.
Well, I love that because, you know, in rehearsals when we were speaking, it's not an easy conversation to have. And I can tell you, Georgina, I'm 2 spits off 70, and I kind of think about what is my tomorrow look as my runway is shortening.
I know,
but
right?
I get it. I would not want to be that individual having that conversation. So thank you so much for someone who's comfortable. Welcome back, Georgina. Well, in the last segment, we were talking all about growth. And now, interestingly enough, we're going to move to death. And to begin that very difficult conversation, we're joined by Allison Danger, podcast host, creator. Definitely, you're an author, you're an artist. And then we found out your day job, you're an embalmer.
You've got it. Thank you very much for having me.
Oh my God, talk about a whole bunch of uncomfortableness.
A little bit.
Wow.
But we can get comfortable.
Yes, tell us.
So the podcast, the tagline is taking death seriously so you don't have to.
Yes.
And the idea there is that it's an area of academic study that I've delved into, tackling my master's degree in the fall in death studies. So it allows people to have a place for that conversation, to get a little more comfortable and allow me to do the work for you. And then you can kind of ask those questions that you might be a little bit afraid to ask elsewhere.
That's amazing because you're right. A lot of people, they don't like to talk about death.
No.
It's final, it's the end, and it's scary for a lot of people.
It's the big unknown. It's the last kind of unconquered or unexplored venture. We've been down to the bottom of the ocean, we've been in space, but we don't know what happens after we die.
No.
Well, and the interesting is, and we've spoken about this, because I'm going to be 70 in a little bit.
Looking good.
Thank you very, very much. And, you know, all of a sudden, in the last couple of years, I've started to think about that. And it's not that I don't think I'm going to live forever, but upon reflection, that conversation was not one you ever had.
Right.
And look at this.
Right.
I just loved it.
That's amazing.
I love it. So it and I, you know, and I never really thought about it. Did my mom not talk to me because it was difficult?
Right.
But I would have never thought about the benefits of having someone who, well, I mean, that's what you do.
So in my day job, again, it's more about the practicality of looking after people when they've passed, looking after families and helping them through that transition.
Yes.
But the idea of the podcast is that there's so much more to explore. The biology behind passing away, the linguistics of using the word pass away instead of die. There's so many different areas that need to be explored and studied and have that quantitative research so that we can inform our general population that it is okay to talk about these things, and here's why.
Right. I mean, the podcast is so important too because you tackle a lot of different topics. And people need to know too that they can tune in to your podcast at any time.
Yeah, it's once the episode goes live, they're on Spotify perpetually. So if you feel like this one particular topic is of interest to you, you can pop in, get a feel for it, pop back out. You don't have to tackle it all at once. It's not, you know, there it is there. You know, it's not a big learning curve that you have to take. You can pop in and out when you'd like.
So we've got, what are the couple of episodes at the top there? Because I can't see that far.
The first one's called Dicons, and it's a play off of death icons, and the iconography are symbols of death.
Okay.
The next one is the death lexicon, so speaking about death, the words, the etymology of where that language comes from. We've got the Grim Reaper and Co. So we're talking about death personified, both in history and in popular culture. So there's a lot of different things to talk about, and then there's lots more episodes coming up over the next couple of months.
Okay.
Love it.
Thank you so much for doing what you're doing, because we all need to understand what might be happening next and using the proper language too. I love that. Wow, Georgina. Don't go anymore. Even after that, we have got still so much more on today's Georgina Live. Stay tuned.